Loneliness is a universal feeling that can affect all of us at some point in our lives. It doesn't discriminate based on age, race, gender, or social status. In fact, studies have shown that even people who are surrounded by others can still feel lonely. In this video, we'll be discussing 10 signs that may indicate you are feeling lonely. By understanding these signs, we hope to help you recognize and address your feelings of loneliness. 1. You have trouble sleeping. One sign that you may be feeling lonely is if you have trouble falling asleep or staying asleep at night. This can be due to the constant thoughts and emotions running through your mind as a result of feeling disconnected from others. Loneliness can also lead to feelings of anxiety and depression, which can further disrupt your sleep patterns. Difficulty in sleeping could manifest as insomnia or frequently waking up in the middle of the night. It's not uncommon for loneliness to cause a constant state of overthinking, making it tough to wind down and find restful sleep. Additionally, loneliness may lead to the development of unhealthy coping mechanisms such as excessive screen time, which further exacerbates sleep disturbances. 2. You constantly check social media. Social media has become a major part of our lives, but constantly checking it may indicate that you are seeking validation and connection from others. While social media can be a great way to stay connected, it should not be a substitute for real-life interactions. Relying heavily on social media may exacerbate feelings of loneliness because it often creates an illusion of companionship without the depth of real-life connections. It provides a platform where we compare our lives with others, and these comparisons can often lead to feelings of inadequacy and isolation. It's important to remember that what we see on social media is often a carefully curated highlight reel, not an accurate portrayal of someone's everyday life. 3. You feel unmotivated and uninterested. Loneliness can make you feel unmotivated and uninterested in things that used to bring you joy. When we are feeling lonely, it can be hard to find the motivation to engage in activities or hobbies that we once enjoyed. This lack of interest can further perpetuate feelings of loneliness. This loss of interest and motivation isn't just restricted to hobbies. You may find it hard to concentrate on work or school and might struggle to keep up with your responsibilities. Feelings of loneliness can also lead to a decrease in productivity and a tendency to procrastinate. It's like being stuck in a cycle where loneliness leads to a lack of motivation, which in turn amplifies the feelings of loneliness. 4. You have trouble concentrating. Feeling lonely can also affect our ability to focus and concentrate. When we are feeling disconnected from others, it can be hard to stay present in the moment and pay attention to tasks at hand. This lack of focus can lead to decreased productivity and increased levels of stress. This struggle with concentration isn't just about a wandering mind. It can manifest in more physical ways too. For instance, you might find yourself reading the same paragraph over and over again without absorbing any information, or you could be forgetful, misplacing items often. Your work can suffer as it might take you longer to complete tasks, and you might make more mistakes. 5. You feel physically and emotionally drained. Loneliness can take a toll on both our physical and emotional well-being. It can leave us feeling drained, exhausted, and emotionally depleted. This is because loneliness can lead to increased levels of stress and anxiety, which can have negative effects on our overall health. The symptoms of this emotional exhaustion can often resemble those of physical fatigue. You might find yourself needing more sleep than usual, or feeling constantly tired despite getting enough rest. You might also experience a lack of energy or enthusiasm for activities you once enjoyed. Additionally, the emotional drain can lead to feelings of sadness or increase episodes of crying. 6. You avoid social situations. Feeling lonely can also lead to social isolation. If you find yourself avoiding social situations or making excuses not to attend events or gatherings, it may be a sign that you are struggling with loneliness. While it is important to prioritize self-care, it is also important to make an effort to maintain connections with others. This avoidance can manifest in different ways. You may find yourself preferring your own company, choosing solitary activities over group engagements. This could be because social situations might feel overwhelming or cause anxiety. It's also possible you may feel like you do not truly fit in even when you are surrounded by other people, which can further enhance feelings of loneliness. 7. You have trouble forming and maintaining relationships. Loneliness can make it difficult to form and maintain healthy relationships. This may be because we struggle with trusting others or fear rejection. It can also lead to self-sabotaging behaviors, such as pushing people away or not opening up emotionally. Forming and maintaining relationships require a significant level of emotional investment and vulnerability. When experiencing loneliness, the fear of further emotional pain could subconsciously prompt us to erect barriers, reducing our ability to connect with others. Moreover, our self-perception can be distorted by loneliness, leading us to believe that we are unworthy of love or friendship. 8. You feel okay being alone for long periods of time. While enjoying alone time is important, if you find yourself feeling content with being alone for long periods of time without seeking out human connection, it may be a sign that you are struggling with loneliness. This can lead to feelings of isolation and disconnection from others. Being alone for extended periods can be a coping mechanism to avoid the pain of rejection or the fear of opening up to others. Over time, this can become a habit, leaving us feeling comfortable in our isolation. The danger lies in the fact that we are inherently social beings, and prolonged isolation can negatively affect our mental health. 9. You experience unexplained sadness or mood swings. Feeling lonely can sometimes manifest in unexplained sadness or mood swings. You might find yourself feeling emotionally unstable, going from feeling okay one moment to feeling extremely sad the next without a clear reason. This emotional turbulence can be a sign of underlying loneliness, as you may be subconsciously longing for companionship or emotional support. These sudden emotional shifts not only affect our mental well-being, but they can also strain our relationships. The unpredictability and inconsistency in our mood can create misunderstandings, pushing people further away. It's important to take note of this sign and address it early on, as unchecked mood swings can lead to more serious mental health issues. 10. You're overly engaged in work or hobbies. An unexpected sign of loneliness is becoming overly involved in work or hobbies. You might be using these activities as a form of escapism, filling your time to avoid the emptiness that can accompany loneliness. If you are consistently choosing to work late hours or spend inordinate amounts of time on hobbies, especially at the expense of social interaction, it could be a red flag indicating loneliness. Diving too deep into work or hobbies can seem like a positive trait, a reflection of dedication and passion. But it's important to ask yourself, are you using these activities to mask a sense of loneliness? When we bury ourselves in tasks, we may feel accomplished, but it's often a temporary fix, and the feeling of loneliness returns once we're done. Loneliness is a common human experience, but it can have serious implications on our mental and physical well-being. If you resonate with any of these signs, know that you are not alone, and there are steps you can take to combat loneliness. Reach out to loved ones, seek professional help if needed, and prioritize building meaningful connections in your life. Remember, it's never too late to break the cycle of loneliness and foster fulfilling relationships. So take care of yourself and those around you, because connection is what truly brings joy and purpose to our lives.